The entire thing's fascinating. I like to watch big institutions step on rakes. I hope more interesting fallout continues to come from this. I'm hoping that channels like yours and the other ones in our community continue to make a lot of money making videos about the stupid wonkiness coming out of this whole kerfluffle. Take that, Blabs kerfluffle. You ever heard of that word?
I have.
Oh, let's go down the conspiracy rabbit hole over here, because what is going on with this guy over here? As far as I could tell, he's acknowledged to messaging a minor, which holy balls, that's bad. But have you heard? I'm sure you guys have talked about this probably. That there's this thinking, because didn't Twitch end up paying out his entire contract, which was a big juicy contract. Okay, well, Twitch ain't gonna pay out. Twitch wanted to get rid of the dude, and if you can cut a dude and not pay their contract, that's win for Twitch. So why didn't they cut the dude after they caught him messaging that minor? And now people are saying that they think that you might have had Twitch employees pretending to be a 17-year-old.
As a setup.
Yes, as a setup to message the dude. Again, you shouldn't be, you're 30-something years old. You shouldn't be messaging a 17-year-old.
But the payout thing is interesting.
Yeah.
The payout thing makes it really interesting. Like, you're right. What was Dr. Disrespect going to do? Say, Twitch allowed a minor into the Whisper network. He could have come out and done that, but then he'd be exposing himself for saying some possibly inappropriate comments to a minor.
And now he's back.
He would have been on the front foot.
He's got that. You got his Twitter header up there.
Yep. So that's the thing.
So he keeps coming back. He has got to release whatever these whispers are. I know that those whispers are attached to his Twitch payout, but he's got to get some lawyers and figure out, if you've got Twitch employees, breaking the NDA, can your NDA still be enforced? And I think there was, what the hell is going on with this dude? I basically want to know, did Twitch employees pretend to be a 17-year-old in order to message this dude, and then did Twitch cover this up? Because that seems like a bit of a crime.
Well, so you look at his timeline, Dr. Disrespect. You go back to his previous full statement on the whole Twitch ban was June 25th. And this is a very big story. And we saw the actions after this statement swift by everybody. All of his partners dropped. He's no longer monetized on YouTube, goes out. He posts a month later, a few days ago, July 31st, him playing chess against checkers, right? And then he updated his header up here, and the header focuses, if you zoom in, includes his tweet that he made about the whole Twitch ban here. So I think the idea here, and you can only speculate, which is what we're going to do here, and we're going to talk about, is the idea that he knows something. And is he about to lay all his cards on the table? Is he about to move into a checkmate situation where he validates his innocence, if you will? I mean, what's interesting is because in that original statement, the most damning thing about his statement was this. Were there Twitch whispers with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. And once again, remember, this was edited to have minor. He removed minor, and then he added it back in with multiple revisions. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures shared. No crimes were committed. I never even met the individual. So people talk about the comparison between this and the Mr. Beast stuff. From our perspective, from my perspective in particular, I think it's just fascinating to see the swift action against Dr. Disrespect compared to the lack of action and lack of statements behind Mr. Beast. So do you have any, Salty, I know you got to go. Do you want to close with anything, and then we'll get to Rhino's thoughts on this?
Yeah, so you just put yourself in a really ridiculous position, YouTube, because you demonetized a guy who didn't even do. Listen, I don't want it to sound like I'm fine with a dude messaging a 17-year-old. The guy didn't do that on your platform. It had nothing to do with anything YouTube related, and you demonetized the guy for that. But your biggest channel has a dude who was allegedly sexually assaulting underage kids in the videos that are still up on your platform. And they seem to be going out of their way to protect the guy. They seem to be nuking a whole bunch of comments. Seems to be the dislike counter. They're now telling you that all of those scripts to find the dislike counter, well, those don't work. Trust us. Don't. I don't trust you. You're protecting a dude who was got a pedophile alleged on your biggest channel. Why would I trust you? So the entire thing's fascinating. I like to watch big institutions step on rakes. I hope more interesting fallout continues to come from this. I'm hoping that channels like yours and the other ones in our community continue to make a lot of money making videos about the stupid wonkiness coming out of this this whole kerfluffle. Take that, Blabs kerfluffle. You ever heard of that word?
I have.
Oh,
Thoughts on the Dr. Disrespect stuff?
I didn't even think about the connection or the similarity with the Mr. Beast stuff and how that's been handled so differently. Like, as soon as you said that, I'm like, whoa, didn't even think about how similar these things are. And there's so much more evidence over on the Mr. Beast side of things than there is with Dr. Disrespect. Again, I don't want to sort of the same thing as what Salty just said. I don't want to sound like I'm defending Dr. Disrespect in any way for, doing what he did. But in comparison to what we've seen on that other side, like with the Mr. Beast stuff, it's like, whoa, why isn't the same consequences? They talk about consequence culture and like cancel culture and all of these different cultures out there, but they can't. The hypocrisy is so obvious when you just look at what we're seeing and like look how hypocritical it actually is. Incredible.
It definitely, people say it's apples to apples, and I don't think it is. I think it's apples to oranges. As you said, the amount of information that is just blatantly out there when it comes to Beast, specifically when it comes to, you can talk. We're going to talk about all the other stuff with Mr. Beast here in a second, but specifically when it comes to Chris Tyson, and like there's mounds of evidence there, and the fact that YouTube hasn't come in as swiftly as they did with Dr. Disrespect, with way more coverage of this. I mean, we've seen our channel in particular. We've talked about this pretty extensively over the last 2-3 weeks. We have seen our channel, every single video, literally every single video with Mr. Beast in the title has been hit with the yellow $sign, which means limited revenue, which means limited distribution. But people are interested in this, and they are still finding the videos. So what that means, though, every single time we have to go in and ask and more or less beg YouTube to watch the video manually and for them to approve that we didn't say anything that may have kicked the golden goose, if you will. So
the limited ads. When they show the limited ads, they don't tell you what the problem is, do they?
No, they don't.
Because you're not swearing in these videos much, are you? That's the one that gets a lot of them. But again, I think it is censorship. They're obviously trying to protect it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just wondering what else. Like, is there something in your video that would make it yellow?
No. Not that we know of. I mean, we've used some language along the way, but I mean, nothing that breaks their rules or would make us demonetized by any way, shape, or form. So,
I also kind of want to just bounce in on that and say how much like the streamers have absolutely shit all over Dr. Disrespect, but then backed up Chris Tyson. We can use Pokimane as an example, Valkyrie, where they all absolutely smeared Dr. Disrespect and was like, ow, ow, ow. And the first thing they're saying when Chris Tyson bullshit comes out, and they're like, don't hurt the trans community. And it's like, brother, okay.
You know what'd be really interesting? And this would take a little bit of research, but of the 50 people, I think it was 50 streamers who was in the most recent or one of the more recent Mr. Beast videos. It was like they did a video where it was about
YouTubers
YouTuber will win $1 million, whatever it is, something like that, right?
Yeah.
How many of those YouTubers said something about Dr. Disrespect, and how many of those YouTubers have said something about Mr. Beast? And just do a side-by-side comparison. This one has, this one hasn't, blah, 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 blah. That'd be really, really fascinating. And Flickerblocks is right. We're talking about millions versus billions. It's all about the bottom line. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. The amount of revenue.
And the other thing too, the difference between these two is these other streamers that, went straight after Dr. Disrespect, they know that they've got no chance of ever streaming with him. They can't get any clout from Dr. Disrespect because he plays his video games. He's got his crew. He doesn't do streams like this where he has guests on or anything like that. Whereas the possibilities of some collab with Mr. Beast is a lot higher than it is with Dr. Disrespect. So that could be an element too to why they go after somebody like Doc and not somebody like Beast.